Hi, Tara. I hope I am pronouncing your name right. It's either Tara or Tara. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but thank you so much for allowing me to do your Pinterest audit. I'm really excited to get started. So first, I want to tell you a little bit about how this audit works. So the four key areas that I look at before we get started so you know what to expect. And I got your email that you answered a few questions for me. So I think we are going to check out the email first. So I'll put that up on the screen. Okay, so what do I look for in the audit? There are four key areas that I take a deep dive into. First is going to be your profile. So we're going to look at things like your account name, your bio, the keywords you're using. And next we take a look at your boards and we see if your boards look good, if you have enough, if you have them optimized with the keywords, and how many group boards you are a part of. Then the third thing we look at is your pinning habits. So this is kind of what I look at in the email. So I asked you a lot of questions about your pinning habits. Are you saving other people's pins? Are you, how many pins are you pinning per day? Are you consistent on the platform as a daily pinner? And then the fourth thing and the last final thing that I look at is your pin designs. This is probably the place that I see more people getting tripped up on is their pin designs, optimizing their pins with keywords. It seems to be something that a lot of people struggle with. I know I did in the beginning, so I'm probably going to focus a lot more on your pin designs and your pin optimization, more so than the other three areas. So, because if you don't get the pin designs right, anything else, any other strategy that you're using on Pinterest isn't really going to work because you could get your horribly ugly, unoptimized pin in front of a lot of people, but if it's not appealing and it doesn't have a click-worthy headline or some way to get people to stop and take notice, then you're not going to get those clicks back to your site. So Pinterest can get your content and your pins shown to more people, but if you on your end don't have a awesome eye-catching pin that is going to get people to click, then Pinterest, it's just not going to work for you. So let's take a look. So first we want to take a look at your profile. So let's go back in. And the first thing I look at is your profile picture. So you have a nice headshot as your picture, which is what I always recommend unless you're a huge brand like Target or Oreos or something like that. You should always present your picture instead of your logo. So let's take a look at your name. You have I Dream of Simple, which is your blog name. And then you have some keywords in here, which is what I always recommend, 2 to 3 keywords in your profile name. And you have all things simple living, minimalism, and intentional living. Now, the one thing I see with your name, a problem, is all things simple living. Maybe you could just shorten that down to simple living and then minimalism, comma, intentional living. Don't add that plus in there. I'm not sure if that's going to separate those two words with Pinterest or not. But just to be sure, maybe you want to take that out of there. You could say simple living, minimalism, living, and then intentional living if you wanted to do those 3 keywords. Now, I'm not sure if you've done any keyword research. If this is something that a lot of people are searching for on Pinterest. Now, we'll get into keyword research a little bit later on in this audit. But right now, let's move on to your bio. Now you have, it looks like you do, it doesn't look like you do have, you verified your website with Pinterest. So you have that clickable link right here. Now, your bio says, helping you declutter your space, time, and mind. Join us on a mission to live with less. Download your free decluttering checklist at idreamofsimple.com. Now, there's a few things I see in your bio. I always say that you want to tell people what you do, who you do it for, and then offer a download like this. And you're offering the download, but the only problem I see with that is that you don't have like a link that goes directly to the page, like a landing page or a dedicated page where they can sign up for this decluttering checklist. So if you do have a URL that goes to a page like this, and it's longer or it looks ugly, you can use a link shortener like Bitly and put that in your bio. And as far as keywords go, I like to see a repeat of the keywords from your profile name. So I don't see anything in there. I mean, I see declutter. So that's good. But if you're saying, minimalism, intentional living, maybe you want to somehow weave those words in to your bio, or you could use secondary keywords that, are longer tail keywords from these core keywords that are in your profile name. Okay, so those are my suggestions for you there. Now let's go on to your boards. So the first thing I want to see is that you have a dedicated board to your own content, your own pins, which you do. You told me you do. So there it is. The first board is I Dream of Simple blog. This should always be your first board. Make it a priority because when people come and visit your Pinterest page from your website, they want to see what else you have to offer or what else they can go exploring down the rabbit hole, right? So you have I Dream of Simple blog, declutter your space, simple and capsule wardrobe, declutter your time. So you have great words for your boards. I say that you want to use keywords for your names of your boards so that people can find them and follow them, because a lot of people are following boards now more so than pinners. So you're going to attract the right people to these boards by using keywords in your boards and in your board descriptions. We'll take a look at your board descriptions here in a minute. But it looks like all these boards are really filled up. Whoops. Well, since I clicked on that, let's take a look. So you have Simple Living with Kids. 337 pins. That's a great board. Very well filled out and something that people would want to probably follow. So, whoops. Tips on living a simple life with kids, teaching children how to live a simpler and more minimalist lifestyle. So I think that you could probably do much better with your board descriptions. This isn't something that I want you to focus a lot of time on because this is something that's probably going to bring you more followers, not more traffic. But if you really wanted to optimize a board, you really wanted to get maybe one of your more popular boards, and you can see on your analytics, in your Pinterest analytics, what boards are bringing you the most traffic. Some of those will be group boards. Some of those will be your own boards. If you have Board Booster or Tailwind, they give you a lot more information on your own boards and what boards are performing well for you. So if you find that a board is performing very well for you with the followers you have now, it makes sense to try and go in and optimize, make sure you have a lot of keywords in there pertaining to the pins that you have in that board, right? So let's go back to your boards. Okay. So I see you have a lot of simple minimalism boards on here, which is great. I want to make sure that you have a lot of boards that you can save one of your pins to. So you have kids' activities, food, self-care, minimalism, decluttering, declutter your time, declutter your space, decluttering challenges, mindfulness, decluttering. So that means that you have a lot of boards that are similar, that you're able to promote your pins to, save your pins to, again, in the span of, say, you'd save the same pin to one board each day, so that you are just giving your pins more exposure in the smart feed. Now let's take a look at, what are we at here? Okay, so, and I saw that when I took a quick look, I saw that you are a part of a lot of group boards, which is great. Just make sure that these boards are working for you, and that these boards are within your topic, within your niche. I see that bloggers, parenting boards, which is great if that is the audience that you are trying to attract. All things pretty, inspired, mindful life. I'm sure that it's probably hard to find group boards for minimalism, simple living, things like that. So you're good to, branch out. And I see that you have a business and blogging tips board. All of your boards are very well stocked with pins, which is great. I don't like to see empty boards. If you are thinking of starting a new board, I would wait until you have about 20. I would keep it secret. Wait till you have about 25 pins, and then go ahead and publish that board. Make it public, so that it looks like, it's not just, it looks like you've completed the board. It just looks better to people. So I think that you have a really great start with the group boards that you're a part of. Okay. Now let's take a look at your pins, your pin designs. So this is your I Dream of Simple blog board, and you have some keywords in there as well, which is great. So you have simple living, minimalism, capsule wardrobe, simple living with kids, setting up routines. This is all wonderful. So let's take a look at your pins. I see that you do have, kind of the same colors. You kind of have some templates that you're working with, so that's great. I always say that you should have 3 different pins when you do a blog post to pin to Pinterest. The more the better, actually, but 3 to start is great. So what I do, I'm just looking at your pins here, okay. It's time to simplify your exercise routine. So this is great. I see right here off the bat, you have 4 different pins on this, how to stay active when you have kids. Now, you kind of change up the headline a little bit, but I don't think it's quite enough. Something maybe more compelling in one of the pins, like, do you struggle with trying to stay active? Are you a busy mom? So you could say busy mom instead of saying when you have kids. You could say looking for an exercise routine for busy moms. I'm not sure, but we'd have to dive into that a little bit deeper within Pinterest to kind of see what people are searching for around that topic. And this is a really great keywords and SEO research on Pinterest are really amazing ways to come up with headlines for your pins, come up with blog posts, topics, the titles of blog posts, and they're just a really great way to kind of gauge what people want on Pinterest and what they're searching for, okay? So what I would do if I were you, so we're saying how to stay active when you have kids. Now let me see, I see that you have hashtags here. Let me just click on one and see what kind of description and keywords you're using. So I see that you don't have a really great description here. You have, do you struggle to fit in exercise now that you have kids? Read these tips to stay active when you have kids. Now, you're putting kids in the word. You're putting exercise, staying active, but I don't see any mom word in there. I don't see, you know, busy moms, staying active, exercise. How about exercise routines, easy exercise routines? That's something off the top of my head. But if we go into Pinterest, I'm going to open up another. Oh my gosh, my son's alarm is going off in the other room and it sounds like a cuckoo bird. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's totally annoying me. So I might have to step away from the computer here for 1 second. Give me a sec. Okay, I am back. So we're going to talk about keyword research, which is one of my favorite things to talk about right now, because as I'm doing all these Pinterest audits for people, this is the #1 thing that I see people doing wrong or not doing at all on Pinterest. And you absolutely need to have this, because you could have the best strategy, you could have the best profile, you could have the best boards, but if you're not showing up in the search, you are losing out on a ton of traffic, okay? And tons of targeted traffic, because people are actually searching. They are looking for what you have. So you need to show up, okay? Now, how I do this in Pinterest, so we're going to use this pin as an example. So you're talking about how to actually stay active when you have kids. Now, this kind of, for me, I'm a mom of 3, so I know that it's tough for me to work in like an exercise routine, but I feel like I am active with my kids 24/7. Like I never get to sit down, right? So I don't think for me that pin would be like, well, I am active with my kids. I think maybe, you know, how to fit in exercise when you have kids, when you're a busy mom with kids. That is kind of what I am thinking that would reach more people and it maybe appeal to more people. So, but let's check it out in Pinterest. So what I usually do when I'm searching for keywords, when I'm researching my keywords, is I like to kind of go broad and then condense it down farther and farther and farther. But when we go broad, we get a good idea of what people are searching for, okay? So let's go in here and I'm just going to type in something like exercise, and I'm spelling that wrong. I'm a horrible speller, so don't mind me. So when we type in exercise, we see, and am I even spelling that right? Sorry. Okay, so we see exercise for beginners, exercise motivation, ball workout to lose belly fat fast. So I'm just going to do the exercise. And seriously, am I spelling exercise right? Yes. Okay. Because that word all of a sudden looks very weird to me. Okay. So now you'll see underneath exercise, you have all these different color tiles, as people call them. So the one all the way to the left, this is like reading a book. So from left to right, the left being the most popular keyword under that exercise term, okay? It's the best way I can describe it. So for belly fat, for beginners, and routines. And you actually have, do you have routines in here? No. Okay. Well, I would probably go with routines, because we're looking for exercise routines for people with kids, for mothers. Let's see if any of that comes up. So no, we have for belly fat, for weight loss, for teens. And I like to tell people to kind of stay in the first 5 tiles if you can, because these are the most popular, right? So I do see for women, let's just scroll down here and see if we can find one for moms. I see for kids, strength, weight loss. There's got to be one for moms, right? But that's not very popular. So let's see. For women, see what happens when we do exercise routines for women. Gym, at home, losing weight, flabby arms, full body. Now, maybe you're not offering an exercise routine for this pin. Let's go a different direction. And so you're saying exercising, that you have kids, stay active when you have kids. Okay, let's search for stay, whoops. Why does it keep doing that? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to start from scratch here. Now, staying active. Okay, so under staying active, we have at a desk job in the winter during pregnancy, staying active with kids. All right, well, let's see. So we do have staying active with kids. Okay, so under that, we have quotes, ideas, fitness, gym, and motivation. So I'm thinking that all the way down here, we have with kids. So that's 3, 6, almost 8 down. But if this is a very crowded niche, which it seems like it is, I'm sure, let's just click staying active with kids and see what comes up. So we are down to 2 tiles now. We have children and ideas. Tips for staying active. And this is a great way to actually see what other people are doing, the kinds of pins that are coming up, because the pins that come up first are going to be, you know, the most popular pins. They're getting the most engagement. So we see exercise during pregnancy, tips for staying active when you have young kids. So this is probably the keyword that I would recommend that you try and get in to your pins so that you can show up here. So staying active with kids, ideas for staying active with kids is what you could put in your description. So you could say, read these tips to stay active when you have kids. You are doing that. Stay active with kids. You have fitness, simple living, healthy living. Now, let's go to, so do you see how I did that? I narrowed it down until I got to no more tiles, right? But if we go back to staying active, and maybe you want to come up in the top 3, you could say staying active, ideas for staying active when you have kids, and you could show up under that. So, and that just goes to no tiles too. Staying active, ideas, get active with your kids. And you can also go into these pins and see what kind of keywords they are using to show up under this search term, right? So let's just type, we'll go into this one, get active with your kids. And oh my gosh, is there nothing here? Pinterest is probably just going off of the, there isn't even a website. Gee whiz. Or maybe there is. But they don't have rich pins or anything. So let's go to a different one. Stay active as a family, a backyard obstacle course. Okay, so I think staying active is a great keyword to get found here. So you want to use, and you have stay active when you have kids. Great. Okay. You can maybe put in keywords like exercise routine, busy moms, exercise routine for busy moms. Okay. And then you have this one, how to simplify your workout routine. Meditating, simplifying your workout. Let's just see what you're doing with the keywords here. So, oh no, this one has no description, but we have this up here so we could see. Simplify your workout routine and make it a lasting habit. So if I was going to do this, research some keyword ideas is workout, plan, motivation, clothes, outfits. So we could go with workout first. I don't like to click on those specific ones because I like to see what comes up for the tiles and what's most popular. So workout to lose weight fast, plan, routine. Okay, so we have routine in the top 3. That's great. Let's go into workout routine and see what comes up. For the gym, for home, for women, for beginners. Let me look at your pin again. I think you're saying simplifying your workout routine. So let's see. What about easy workout routine? Let's go for women. So you could put workout routine as a keyword, workout routine for women as a keyword, beginners, exercise plans, weekly abs training programs at home. So I don't know if this workout routine is for the gym, if it's for home, you want to specify that in your description so that you can come up under these. Is it for beginners? You could do workout routine for beginners, busy moms. Let's see something else. Simple workouts. So when I do simple workouts, I see for beginners at home, for teens, for beginners at home. Let's go and see what the tiles say. So for teens, for beginners at home, for men, those are all very popular. Lazy girl, routine. So you could do simple workout routine and see what we come up with. So that gets us down to a lot more of a specific keyword. At home, I'm not sure if you are at the gym or at home, but whatever one you're at, you could do simple workout routine at home. And let's just see what comes up if we do simplify your workout routine. Because I'm not sure that many people would be typing in simplify. We could do easy workout. Oh, I hate when it does that. Easy workout for moms. Let's stay broad and see what comes up under easy workouts. For teens to do at home, for beginners, challenge to lose weight. There's a lot of tiles in here, and I see for moms. So we can do easy workouts for moms. Again, at home, workouts, gym, motivation, healthy living. I saw that you had healthy living in your hashtag. So this is a long tail keyword. Easy workouts for mom, healthy living. Now we're down to no tiles. This is where you want to be, right? You want to really show up under this keyword because it's very specific and you will have much less competition under this keyword. But if you can get found for easy workouts for moms, easy workouts, healthy living, you could show up under all of those keywords. But if you think of this as a long tail keyword, it's going to help your pins rank in this search, okay, to come up. So think about that when you're doing your keyword research. And this could also help you come up with different headlines to use, because I noticed that on your pins, you are using the same wording. So in order to really like A/B test your pins, you want to switch up the headline too. So see, you have here how to simplify your workout routine. It's the same text here, the headline, and it's the same over here. So if you could come up with, use these keywords when you're doing your research to come up with even more compelling headlines that's going to make people want to click. So let's, I like your pins. I think they are eye-catching. Excuse me. Well designed. Learn how to meditate. Let's click that one. I like that pin. Okay, and you do have, you know, branded pin design. So you have like templates. You are including your website address on your pins, which is great. Okay, now, once again, you don't have any description here. You really, really need to go through your pins and add in these descriptions so that you can get more traffic to your site, because this will just help increase your reach on Pinterest by showing up in the search. So you have 3 simple goals that will help you learn how to meditate. Have you ever wanted to start meditating? Now's your chance. Okay, so the one big thing I see here is meditation for beginners is not in your keywords here. So, oh, and another thing, when you put, I'm sure that this is coming from an alt text that you're putting in when you upload your image to your website. These hashtags are not clickable when they're in this top from your alt tag. They'll only be clickable when you add them in as your description. So I know that you have them here. I mean, you can keep them there if you want, but just so you know that they're not clickable, right? So how would I do keyword research for this? So right off the bat, I'm going to say meditation for beginners is a keyword that you want to get found for this pin for. So let's just do meditation and see what comes up. And I see for beginners right there. I'm thinking that this is probably, yeah, the #1 tile right here. So this is great. Meditation tips for beginners. You could change one of these pins to learn how to meditate, meditation for beginners, or 3 simple goals for beginners, meditation beginners, maybe. I'm not really good off the cuff here, but I'd have to think about it more. But so we have for beginners. If we click that, let's see what comes up. And this is getting a little bit long, but this is my absolute favorite thing to do, is to research keywords on Pinterest, which I think I'm going to come out with a keyword research and keyword finding. I don't know. I want to do something with it, but we'll see. Okay, so meditation for beginners, anxiety comes up, guided, stress, how. So how to meditate for beginners, depression, mindfulness. Let's go into guided meditation for beginners. And why is that coming up? Meditation for beginners, guided. Okay, so now we're down to no tiles. So let's just see if you're coming up. And you can always check to see how your pins are performing in the search. They will always show up for you as well. So you can check. And let me just say that when you do keyword your descriptions, give Pinterest about a week maybe to see if you're showing, if you start showing up. Pinterest takes at least 36 hours, but you know, I think that giving it a week is a great thing, to wait a week or 2 weeks if you can, and just keep checking on those keywords and see how your pins are performing. So I'm not seeing your pins anywhere under guided meditation for beginners. Now you have goals. So yeah, this, like I said, doing this keyword research within Pinterest is a great way to come up with different headlines for your pins, different keywords. And I say that you try and organically weave your keywords into your description, but the description, as you can see now on Pinterest, is not as prevalent. It's all the way at the bottom. Here, it should be under your name. And I don't think that people really read them a lot. So I'm going to say that you can weave your keywords in. If you can't, and you just want to add keywords by themselves, then you can absolutely do that at the end of your description. You can separate them with a comma or with a slash, however you want to do it, but you can do that as well. So if you wanted to add meditate, self-care, and you add your hashtags in that are clickable, and you are good to go. So that is the two things that I really want you to work on with your pins, is trying to come up with more maybe curiosity inducing or different ways, kind of a play on words on your headlines for your pins. I think that when you do that, you have these different templates, which are all great. I love that you are changing up the look. But if you can also change up the words with the headline as well, that would probably serve you much better. Now, I love that you have the free download in there, and you show that you have the download. That's what I always recommend. Don't just say free worksheet. I would describe the worksheet. So I would say, free exercise worksheet, or I'm not sure what kind of worksheet it is, but maybe be a little more specific with that. And that is, so work on your descriptions. If you're overwhelmed, I know you have 99 pins in here. If you are overwhelmed at the thought of updating all the descriptions for all those pins, give yourself some grace, first of all. And second of all, just go to either the pins that you want to drive more traffic to, or you want to show up in the search, like kind of maybe make a top 5 list. It could be blog posts that have a content upgrade within, so that you can get more traffic to that blog post and potentially more email signups, right? So you want to think about blog posts that have affiliate links, blog posts that have content upgrades. Where do you want to be sending that traffic? Because there's no point in sending traffic to a blog post that isn't going to help grow your business with either growing your email list or growing your income, right? So that is what I recommend. And you should, just work on a few pins here and there as you can and update them. And that is, let's see, I think that you are doing good with how much you are pinning. So you said 15 from Board Booster, 15 to 30 from Tailwind, and you manually pin other people's content throughout the day. So Tara, I think that you have my manual pinning simplified ebook. If you, I hope that you're using that strategy and you're manually pinning your own content throughout the day as well as others. You said you'd love to be more organized. So, you could cut down and just move to Tailwind or Board Booster, but I recommend having a scheduler running in the background along with your manual pinning. Manual pinning, for me, I use to just boost new pins, new blog posts, and any pin that I want to drive more traffic to, okay? So you do have the board. I took a look at your analytics, and I mean, you're getting a really good amount of monthly viewers, almost 400,000 monthly viewers. And I think that your impressions from your own pins should be way higher than the 6,000. I think that you should be in the 10 to 20,000 range. And my thinking on this is that your pins just are not showing up as much as the pins that you're pinning from other people, because this all audiences average monthly viewers are the views that all the pins get that go onto your board. So that's accumulation of everybody's pins, not just your own. So I think that with the amount of monthly viewers you're getting, you should be getting way more monthly viewers on your own pins. Okay, so this is your daily impressions. I see that you were up at one point over 12,000, which is great. You might have had a pin go a little viral there. 9,000, but then you're coming back down and you're coming, you know, these numbers are going down. So we don't like to see your reach going down, and it's kind of coming down a little bit there. But I think that the keywords is what you should focus on first. Then focus on your headlines on your pins. Maybe switch those up. Try and switch those up moving forward. I'm not saying that you have to go and redo all your pins, but moving forward with any new pins you create, try to create 3 different headlines along with those 3 different designs and images on your pins. And, you know, clean up your keywords in your name and your profile, your bio, I mean. Try and get that bit.ly link to go directly to the checklist. And I think that's it. I think that, you know, you have room here to grow, and that, you know, if you optimize your pins, you're going to reach a lot more people. So that is my advice to you. I hope that you enjoyed this audit. And if you have any questions at all, you can feel free to email me with your questions. And I'll look forward to speaking with you soon. All right. Bye-bye.